What's up, SNA Assassinators? Yeah, Super Ninja Austin back here 10 seconds later. Or actually, it's like 5 seconds later, half of the time. But yeah, this is for AEW, though. Like, we're going to be talking about what exactly went down on AEW Dynamite. Like, I'll say it was pretty decent. Nothing out of the ordinary. And I'm already going to give you how I will break it for tonight. Nothing too special, but still a pretty interesting show. Like, something that's something that's like nothing out of the ordinary and something that you want to watch like on a very relaxing Friday night like tonight after watching SmackDown and enjoying yourself as a wrestling fan, just like yours truly, your number one favorite assassin of YouTube. But let's get it started. We're talking about Malachi Black taking on the premier athletes of Tony Nese and Arya Davari. They're continuing their mean streak as baby faces, trying to get their revenge on the Team Christian Cage because he's been on a roll attacking every trio's heels that are turning babyface, including Buddy Matthews and Jay White from the last couple of weeks. And something just tells me, maybe, just maybe, like since we saw Ripley came back to Monday Night Raw, we could see the same with Matthews, being back on AEW programming. If it's not next week, maybe the week after. But yeah, and at first I thought he was legitimately injured and they needed to take some time off until I saw him got married to Rhea recently a couple weeks ago, which I still continue to congratulate the newly lovely couple. But this is where we got the match started. This is where Malachi Black didn't waste no time when he took on Arya Davari. And this is where, once he got him down, this is where Malachi Black then sat right in front of him with that cross-legging sitting jig. And I was like, man, when was the last time we saw him as a face? I thought, oh, that's right. It was when he was at the other company, when he was when he was in a feud with the guy that he's teaming with, when he was teaming with the guy that got screwed out of the man that's no longer in AEW. Yeah, that's right, 4 years ago. But anyways, this is where then we got Malachi Black. Then he got back up. This is where then he saw Arya Davari tagging Tony Nese. Tony Nese was arrogantly thinking that he could take him down with one spear. This is where he did so, put him right in the upper left side, but he did not realize that Brody King was still up. He gets tagged in. This is where Brody King decides, all right, if you think you're all of that, how about I pick on somebody double both you and Malachi's sides? Is where it's like, I think I'll pass it. Brody King, I thought you were going to take it out with one spear. This is where Tony Nese was like, you took it out of context. Spear. I'd say spear. I'm talking about just like a single spear, and then you're just going to agree to let me pin you for the 1, 2, 3 because I'm the more strong and I'll say more strong and what's that word? I'll say more strong and more lean and more jacked than you can wish to be. The only thing that's the only thing that's your advantage is your size. And this is where the Brody King, that's so. I'd like to see you hit your first move. I'm feeling generous right now. This is where Tony's like, okay, don't say if I didn't warn you. This is where he slapped him right in his chest, which it probably earned him I guess a number 2 spot in Gunther's Envy list. Is where we got Tony Nese to grab onto his beard. And then this is where he's like, this guy is going to be mine. And I got just like this beard. And then this is where the fans like, okay, that's very awkward to say. This is where then we got Brody King that got number 1 spot and pissing off Gunther because he slapped him more harder than he could do anybody in AEW or even in WWE as well. That's where he hits another chop. This is where he started barking to the fans. Fans were barking with him. That's where he made Gunther even more envious when he did so, right to the upper left side. That's where Tony Nese was like, that's stinging like sugar honey iced tea, even though I'm not sure if an ice cold beverage can sting you like if it's a bee. But that's where they start hitting the chop right onto the what's his name to the Tony Nese. This is where he's sitting right to the upper right side. Then put him in the bottom left side diagonally. This is where he bounced right off. This is where he gets body drop. This is where we got Brody King then body slammed him. He went to the right side ropes, hit a running senton. This is where he tried to go for a cover. This is where we got the referee then tried to go for 3, but this is where Tony Nese got up at 2.7. This is where he picks up Tony Nese, tags in Malachi Black. This is where they both double Irish whip him, like right from the upper right side to the bottom left. This is where he bounced off. This is where we got Brody King tossing Malachi Black to go for an elbow strike. But this is where Tony Nese move out of the way. He gets a slap right into him. This is where Brody King tried to go for a splash with him, but this is where he gets booted right into the face. This is where Tony Nese then tossed Malachi Black right to his partner. Well, at least he thought he did, because this is where we got Malachi Black then flip right over him, do a backflip with Brody King ducking out of his way. This is where he ducks out of a clothesline. This is where he gets booted right to the face by Malachi Black. This is where we got Brody King to go for a ginormous clothesline. This is where then we got Malachi Black going for a cover. This is where the referee counted 1, he counted 2, but this is where we got Tony Nese kicking out at 2.9, I guess you could say. That's where we got Brody King to tag himself once we got Malachi Black in the guillotine choke. This is where we got Brody King to stomp him right into the ribs. This is where we got Brody King that showed his right fist. Was like, all right, like who wants to get bricked by me? This is where we got Josh Woods. Then nobody's getting bricked tonight. The only thing you're going to be getting is getting ripped up. And then this is where then Josh Woods then grab onto the ropes with the referee being distracted with Tony Nese. This was like they don't call us premiere for nothing. This is where Malachi Black's like, you better watch it or else I'm coming after you too. And let's just say he came after him like once Malachi Black was the legal man, but we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But this is where we got Brody King that nearly choke slammed what's his name? Choke slam, what's his name? Arya Davari, but this is where we got Tony Nese running to the left side, then going to the right, hits a stand-up backflip dive right onto Brody King, right into the right side. This is where we got Arya Davari and Tony Nese like, yeah, let's go. This is where Arya Davari's like, come on, keep on doing you. This is where the Smart Mark Sterling's like, yeah, that's what we do here in the Premier Academy or something like that. This is where they start beating up Brody King in a 2-on-1 disadvantage with Malachi Black trying to save Brody. But for some reason, the referee did not want to do that. This is where he's like, Malachi Black's like, why not? Like, he needs my help. And then this is where the referee's like, well, he can get your help if you get tagged. But it's a 2-on-1 disadvantage. This is where the referee's like, it's not a 2-on-1 disadvantage. You see? And that's where Tony Nese, Arya Davari pretended that he was not attacked. Only it was Tony Nese. This is like, it's so like stay in here until it's your turn. This is where we got Tony Nese starting with chops, trying to get the number 1 spot, but Brody King still at number 1. This is where it's a right forearm, but this is where Brody King then fought back, hit a forearm right into him, hit a back elbow to Arya Davari. This is where then we got him hit a big right hand to the head onto the Premier Athlete. This is where we got him then did an uppercut right into the throat. This is where we got Tony Nese then try to go running up and try to hit a running attack move. He did not know what move exactly to hit in particular, which that was a ginormous mistake from the Premier Athlete. This is where Brody King then Uranagi slammed him. This is where he gets the hot tag to Tony Nese. This is where we got not Tony. Then you got Brody King got the hot tag onto Malachi Black. Tony Nese tagged in Arya Davari. Malachi Black started hitting his comeback move onto what's his name? Onto Arya Davari. This is where we got. This is where we got the referee. He was distracted by Josh Woods. This is where we got Smart Mark Stone passing Arya Davari the clipboard. He smashed it right over the head onto Malachi Black. This is where Brody King then clobbered Josh Woods out of the ring. This is where we got Arya Davari kicks him right in the face. He goes for a crossbody into him while Tony Nese tried to go for a finisher 450 splash. I was thinking to myself, like, when was the last time I saw him do this maneuver in particular? But once he tried to go for a pin after calling like about I'll say 20 seconds later, he gets a denied 2.9 count. This is where then we got Arya Davari's like, all right, like he's still down, like we still have a chance. We need to win right here. Like we need to show that we're a big deal here in All Elite Wrestling in the tag division. But once they try to tag him in, this is where we got Brody King trips him right over, hit the face first right into the bottom corner apron. He gets driven right to barricade right into the bottom right side, which is the same barricade that he killed a year ago. This is where the Brody King then sat Arya Davari down. This is where he did some forearms and chops. I believe Barry forgave Brody King because he's not a killer. He's using his abilities for the power of good, I guess you could say. But I guess the pay and for Barry, for him to have him realize that he probably were paying him to restore Barry. I guess so. I don't know what was the scenario was. Well, we're probably going to hear some confirmation from the man that confirmed that Barry was dead, and that he got resurrected. I'm hoping that he does. Let's hope he does. I want to do a hashtag resurrect Barry, I guess you could say. I don't know. Yeah, but keep that as consideration of when you want to start the trend at. Whether you could use it on either Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, YouTube, any social platform of any sort. But for now, let's talk about when Brody King tried to go for a senton. I'm not senton, dive right onto the Aria Davari. This is where Smart Mark Sterling was like, "Oh no, you don't! Not this time, not ever." This is where then he tried to. This is where Brody King's like, "Why am I even waiting here? It's not like I'm gonna get DQ'd. It'd be more like the other way around. Sterling's gonna do anything, but he's not gonna do anything about." So this is where he goes for a crossbody onto the Smart Mark Sterling, which he smashed right onto Aria Davari onto that chair that he was sitting in. This is where we got Tony Nese was distracted about it. He forgot that he was in a wrestling match. This is where Malachi Black flips him right over into a wheelbarrow roll up. That's where we got Tony Nese realizing he counted out. That's where he gets kneed right to the face. He gets hit with a brain buster following that up with. This is where Malachi Black went right up on the top rope. I was like, yeah, it's very rare to see the anonymous man from Amsterdam going up on top of there. But this is where he gets hit with a big uppercut by Tony Nese. He gets flipped right over, right out onto the top rope. Tony Nese goes right up on the top turnbuckle. This is where he then hits a 450 splash, I believe. Yeah, this is where Malachi Black move out of the way. Smart move. And also, he already hit that maneuver. And you know the rules on 4003. If you hit a finishing maneuver the first time successfully, it's not a guarantee the second time. This is where then we got Malachi Black then picks him right up, hit him with a black mass, and he puts Aria Davari, not Ari anymore. Choke him out right into the bottom corner apron on the ropes. And this is where then Malachi Black went for the pin. He got the 1-2-3, winner of this match. House of Black, and all to give a huge congratulations to them. And yes, this indeed gets a second place spot of the best match of the night. And what was your thoughts on Malachi Black and Brody King against the premier athletes Nese and Davari in this match? Do you think it deserves the opener, or do you think it was good enough to the point it should have main evented the show? Well, I think it was more deserving into the opener. The main event, I can see why they made this an opener, and then the main event, and had the other match be the main event, because that match totally delivered. It was very entertaining to the point even my own mother was watching it. Again, my mom's starting to be more of a fan of these three guys that's going to be wrestling tonight, and those guys is none other than Top Flight and Action Andretti. But anyway, this is where we got the next slide. This is where we got Jericho after his showing, from his match against Samoa Joe. It seemed like we're not going to see Samoa Joe for a little while. And then this is where we got Brian Keith stare at the camera. He's like, "You better respect my teacher, or I will whoop your rear end." Well, I'm not sure why I just said rear end. I think I'm okay to say ass, as long as it's not a higher cuss word. Then that's over ass and damn. Or shall I say what Triple H said back in the day? He's like, "We cannot say any words except for ass, damn, and hell," or something like that down the lines in the 90s, when they got some complaints from USA of saying some profanity words that are higher than these swear words, and they started using the swear words with them, but luckily they censored them out, but it got them some good ratings because the fans were watching them. They were dying with laughter. But anyways, let's get to Roderick Strong against Ben Bishop. Yeah, this guy didn't stand a chance. Roderick Strong. At first that he did put on a good impression, and I can see this guy. If he sticks around in AEW long enough, he's gonna probably get recognized. But not only is it an enhancement talent, but possibly is your next single star in the business. But yeah, this is where we got Orange Cassidy and Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly were in commentary with Mark Briscoe because they were watching their foes like the Undisputed Kingdom's Roderick Strong and what's his name? What's their names? Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, which like when they're gonna have another multi-man tag match against these guys, if they ever have one before, which I cannot remember when was the last time. And I think and I was thinking to myself, well, where's Wardlow as of late? We haven't seen him in months, like maybe still in the doghouse of the Undisputed Kingdom. But at the same time, like you would expect him to came back. Well, maybe you're getting into that now. Like maybe like as soon as that the Undisputed Kingdom's three guys face the three guys of Cassidy, O'Reilly, and Briscoe, this is where they'll finally reintroduce him back. But he's more stronger and more meaner than ever. Like, and he's not gonna fail Adam Cole ever again. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But this is where we got Roderick Strong. Beat this guy with one knee strike as soon as he got back in the ring after he got he got caught off guard by Ben Bishop. This is where then he got and this is where he dropped. This is where we got Ben Bishop try to run up and try to go for a attacking maneuver. He did not know what to do. Huge mistake from the rookie, and he gets knee strike right into the face out of nowhere, at least expected. 1, 2, 3. Roderick Strong's the winner of this match. He gets raised up, his hand held high. This is where he saw the baby faces sitting with the commentators of Tony Schiavone and what's his name? Matt Menard, which is the new addition of the commentary desk on AEW Rampage. This is where we got the Vociosa of Deonna Purrazzo next with some, I guess, dark red wine, I guess she had in her glass cup. This is where then she addressed the whole AEW women's division, including Thunder Rosa. This is where then she said, like, is you like you ladies, you see what I can do in the square circle, but did you know like what it means to be the virtuosa? Like, do you guys? Well, I don't think you do. Like, wrestling is just as a sport, like, or art form, like, it's both. Like in the in its the quest of a kind of beat of swimming in the conch foam, like cracking tendons, tearing, like it's just like in all the build that's beautiful, and that's the violence, and then that's the chin up. And I like this place is forced to become like, because here in AEW, like, actions have consequences, and then I guess he's taking a referral page out of a certain former AEW wrestler's playbook that's now back to the other company that he mostly made his name famous at. But this is where then we got Deonna Purrazzo's like I'm an empire, and the inside out like is to create like in my image, like and again it's courtesy to your virtuosa. And this is where she took a sip of her wine, and then this is where we move on to the next match, which is the most rarest match that's unstipulated in all of pro wrestling, and that is a random fatal four-way match. I thought we saw a random fatal four-way match this past Wednesday, but it was actually for Will Ospreay's International Championship at AEW All In. But yeah, this is where it was a fatal four-way match with Angelico, AR Fox, Commander with a K, and Ray Phoenix. And this match was pretty decent. This is where it started off with I believe what's his name with the two luchadors. What's his name? Commander with a K, Ray Phoenix shook hands. This is where they struck the unluchadors. Well, one of them was technically a luchador, but without the mask. But he wrestles like one, and he has kind of like a lucha name, which is Angelico. This is where did he grab onto Angelico, Commander with a K, but this is where he got a wrist lock. This is where Angelico didn't go for a wrist lock right onto what's his name? The Commander with a K. This is where we got what's his name? Ray Phoenix then tried to do the same with AR Fox, but he got him in a wrist lock. Then he turned into like a I'll say a triceps lock, but this is where we got what's his name? Commander with a K, then go for a drop kick. You go flip it right over, flip right out of the arm hold. This is where we got Ray Phoenix did the same by getting the boost up from Commander with a K. This is where he goes for a wrist lock to AR Fox, while Commander with a K then got headlocked by Angelico. That's where we got Commander K then pushes Angelico right into AR Fox, shoulder tackling him actually right to the right side. This is where we got Ray Phoenix taking advantage, try to go for the surprise roll up onto him, but this is where we got Commander with K hilariously then did one on him, playing the game of pattern. This is where we got AR Fox then go for a roll up on the Commander with a K, but they only got a couple of counts, like of two. This is where we got Angelico did the same with, I'll say, to AR Fox, but yeah, they both got back up. This is where we got Angelico did a hilarious spin. This is where he started wiggling his arm, and this is where Matt Menard was giving some high praise to him, saying like, "Show you how to get it done." And then this is where we got AR Fox and Commander with a K and Ray Phoenix did a triple super kick onto the unmasked luchador. This is where then we got AR Fox then look at both men of the two luchadors. This is where he's like, like I'm the other only guy that does not have a mask on. This is where he gets double super kick in the midsection by both Commander and Phoenix. This is where they both Irish whipped him from the bottom corner to the top corner. This is where we got I believe Ray Phoenix started to hit a spearing dive right off the outside, but this is where he gets dodged by AR Fox. This is where then he looks straight at Commander with a K. This is where he trips over him. This is where then he goes. That's where he goes for a leg drop, like into a baseball kick, like a leg drop, splash onto Commander with K with his face first right onto the top rope, which he used that for an advantage to go for a baseball kick right onto to Ray Phoenix. This is where then he grabbed on the Commander. This is where he then trips over his leg by wrapping around with his own legs and tripping right over. This is where then he'd step up right into the upper right corner of the turnbuckle and then hit a big moonsault, like in the most impressive way. I was like, wow, like I've seen him went high flying and did some unexpected maneuvers before, but I would not expect him to wrestle like if he's into Lucha Libre, which there's no doubt onto this. In the way he's wrestling, that's where then he did springboards and hit a what's that, like a snapmare neck breaker when he got back in the ring onto Commander with a K, but this is where he flips himself right up and hit him with the spinning suplex that looked like a brain buster as well. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but this is where you would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that meddling unmasked thanks to that meddling unmasked luchador, which is Angelico. This is where he started hitting some bionic punches onto what's his name, to AR Fox. That's where then he did hit some with some left hands next. This is where then he grabbed onto him. He sent him right to the right side. But that's where AR Fox counted through him instead. That's where he made the most least genius did the least most genius maneuver in all of pro wrestling, and that is bowing his head way before his opponent was running towards him by running through the ropes. That's where we got Angelico then going for a rolling flip dodge. That's where we got a leap right onto did a leaping dodge from Angelico. That's where he hit the Enziguri kick. That's where we got Angelico going for a cover. That's where we got AR Fox then kicks. This is where he got a one, he got a two, but this is where Ray Phoenix then stomps onto him. This is where he started stomping on his back. This is where we got Ray Phoenix then clean house, and then there's nobody else in the ring until we got what's his name, Commander with a K came in the ring. This is where he's like, "Oh, it's you now, my fellow luchador that's wearing the same color mask as me, but the only thing different is it's your own custom design." This is where he starts the forearms, like, "All right, next time try not to look like me." This is where he hit the knife edge chop, the fire, followed up with, which he earned the number 3 spot on Gunther's Envy list. And I was like, man, like this list is probably not going to end. This, like, as long as AEW is an existing promotion in this world, like, yeah, it's not going to be ending anytime soon. But anyway, this is where we got Ray Phoenix to hit a knife edge chop right onto one final time. This is where then he did try to go for a dive right onto the upper left side where Commander with a K was at. Well, we see how good that turned out to be, because he got kicked right in the face and then followed that. And then this is where we got Commander K, a sliding Hurricane Rana right onto Ray Phoenix. He sent him right to the up the lower left side. This is where trying to go for slap, but he gets flipped right over in the bottom corner. This is where we got a punch and a slap right onto the chest onto Commander. This is where Ray Phoenix then hit him left shoulder first right onto the turnbuckle path. This is where we got Ray Phoenix then run right to the ropes and then hit a swift kick right to the face. And this looks like if we're watching some kind of Lucha Libre promotion rather than being an all elite one. This is where then we got Ray Phoenix run right down to the bottom corner ringside. This is where he grabbed on Fox and a slap once again, trying to get second place spot, which I think he kind of did got the second place, like from third to second. This is where he started giving it to each guy, like that was in each corner, like in the bottom left side, bottom right side, upper right side, which and Helico was in the upper right side, AR Fox in the bottom right, and then and Commander McKay was in the bottom left side until we got Ray Phoenix back in the ring after trying to hit a dive. But this is where we got AR Fox got whatever he had left in him and then intercepted with a strike onto him until he got the kick right to the back of his legs by Angelico. This is where Angelico then brought him back in the ring. This is where he got the offense and the ball into this match until we got Commander and Ray Phoenix then double team on him and send him on the outside. This is where we got Ray Phoenix then trying to go for top rope avalanche like maneuver onto what's his name, Commander K, but AR Fox then came in the ring. But this is where he gets tripped over by Helico, right? Not Helico. What's his name? Commander. He right, and then he hit right into his family jewels. I was like, let's hope I was not planning on starting a family anytime soon because it seemed like that's not going to be any confirmations on that or any good news whatsoever, like in the next 14 days from that. Like if he gets hurt enough that way from even if we're on the top rope and not more harder. But anyway, this is where then we got you got AR Fox joining the Avalanche Fund, but this is where he gets denied by both the two luchadors of Commander and Ray Phoenix. This is where they then try to go for a double team maneuver with them going for like a STO, double team STO by sending them right on the top rope. This is where Commander with a K then grab onto Ray Phoenix and come right here until he gets intercepted by Angelico that was in the bottom row. This is where he tried to go for a German suplex onto the outside. This is where he tried to, but this is where Commander was not stupid enough to let him do it. This is where he hang on to the ropes. He's like, no, like I'm not gonna be brutally injured and damaged because of you. This is where Angelico's like, no, you're gonna take this bump and you are gonna like it. This is where then Ray Phoenix is like, he said he don't want to, so buzz off, and he struck him with a right hand. He got knocked out right into the bottom corner, corner side is where they start fighting each other. Then is where then we got this is where then we got what's his name, Commander with a K. Then try to go for like a Canadian destroyer right off the apron, but this is where luckily Ray Phoenix still was on his was on his guard, and this is where he pushes Commander right into the right over where Angelico was near the moonsault right onto him. This is where then we got both men to start like the pain and the agony. This is where Ray Phoenix hit a frog splash on the AR Fox. He got the cover and then he got the 1-2, like almost 3, but he kicked. But this is where we got AR Fox kicking out at 2.9999999999999 double triple 9 minus 0.1 away from being 3. This is where then we got. This is where then we got him trying to go for like some crucifix lock right onto the submission maneuver by stretching both arms with one one right into in the bottom side, which is the left arm of AR Fox, while his right side was getting stretched with what's his name's own hands, Ray Phoenix. And this is where he made him submit, and the winner by submission in this random fatal 4-way match, Ray Phoenix. And yeah, I was thinking about stuff like, it's very rare these days to see a fatal 4-way or triple threat match being on live TV without any reason why it's a triple threat match when there's nothing on the line and stake. Like whether if it's a number one contenders match or a championship match, like it's it's very rare to see it in this capacity, if you know what I mean. But let me know in the comment section right down below, like if we're gonna see more of it, whether if it's WWE or AEW or any other wrestling promotions totally different from these two popular promotions. But let's move on to the next. Here's where we got. But yeah, this is where we got Chris Jericho introducing the very special edition of what the Pepper or something like that. This is where it is like, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned when he said bye-bye to Renee Paquette. I totally forgot about that in the backstage. But this is where we got Thunder Rosa was in action next against Rachel. What's her last name is? This new girl. Ellering, yeah. It was Ellering. I was like, let's hope she's not related to Paul Ellering. That's the manager of the Final Testament, along with Karrion Kross, Scarlett, and the authors of Pain. But yeah, that's probably not the case. Even if both of them, if that's both their real names, like just because they have the same last names, don't mean they're related. I mean, unless they can prove it, like, and what's their relations if they know each other, just because, like I said, just because they're both the same last name and they're in the same industry doesn't mean they're related. So yeah, I'm not gonna be too ignorant about this case, but this is where we got Thunder Rosa got the offense in the most of the time. This is where on this match, of course, is where she hit some elbow strikes right into the upper right side. Then she went to the opposite side, the upper left. This is where did she hit a kick right in her gut. This is where she went right to the bottom. She hit the close onto Rachel Ellering. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but Rachel kicks out at 2.7, I believe. This is where we got Thunder Rosa then going for a headlock onto Rosa. This is where she goes for like a spider web headlock maneuver. But this is where we got Rachel Ellering with all her power to counter out of it, flip right out. This is where the Thunder Rosa tried to send her on the right side through the left side, but we got to the right side from the left side, but this is where she gets countered, get thrown right to the upper right side, face first in the middle turnbuckle. This is where then we got her going for a clothesline onto Rosa. She picked right up in the middle of the ring. She went to the bottom corner. This is where she hits a spinning European uppercut. This is where then she was back on her feet. She's like, yeah, like that's how you do it. Like that's how you get it done. And then this is where she was like, and this is where she said, time to perish. That's what she shouted out. This is where she has a running senton, like if she's a female Kevin Owens, but this is where she gets denied at a 2.7, I believe. This is where then we got Rachel Ellering that hit a knife edge chop, like stinging, trying to sting her chest. And this is where she tried to hit some more, trying to do it for her advantage. This is where she whip her right to the upper right side, bounce right off. This is where then we got what's her name? Rachel Ellering to go for a clothesline. This is where did she Irish whip right to the bottom side. This is where she was like, no, I have a better idea. I'm going to throw it right back in a psyche way. But this is where she tried to go for a clothesline. This is where we got Thunder Rosa, then go for a flip. This is where we got her going for a sliding clothesline, like if she's a female Miz. This is where then she jumped right over the top rope, hit a double knees to the face, onto Rachel Ellering. This is where she was like, all I need is a couple more moves to do away from finishing off. This is where she looked like she got a small pistol in her hand. This is where she shot it right onto Rachel Ellering's face. This is where she went to the bottom corner rope, hit a drop kick onto her. This is where then we got Thunder Rosa then going for the pile driver maneuver. And this is where we got Ellering somehow amazingly flip right out of it. And then she goes for a surprise roll up into a schoolgirl-like maneuver. But Thunder Rosa still kick out at nearly the final second, but I think it was like 2.7. But this is where we got Rachel then threw her right to the right side. This is where she tried to close her out of the ring, but Thunder Rosa intercepts, boots her in the face. This is where we got Thunder Rosa then going for a wheelbarrow face buster maneuver, but she turned it to a roll-up. But this is where she flipped right out the road and hit a double foot stomp, like if she was a female Finn Balor. This is where then she goes for like this Cobra camel clutch, I should say, hybrid, like if there is one, of a camel and a snake. like hybrid and breeding a new species in this world, which is like I guess you could say the Cobana, the Co Cam, no, the Co, the Como or the Cambra or whatever you want to call it, like which is the camera, a camel clutch and a cobra clutch at the same time. But yeah, Thunder Rosa won the matches where then she showed some sportsmanship. What's her name? Rachel Ellering shook her hand, raised her hand. Like, this is the future of AEW. Until like 10 seconds later, she got attacked. Both her and Rachel got attacked by Deonna Purrazzo. She thought she hit this pump kick right into the face onto Rachel Ellering after she got stopped by her, like when she was attacking Rosa. That's where then she did like the Virtuosa is gonna destroy the Thunder Rosa, and then this is where then she turned around, hit that same pump kick right like she did to Ellering to Rosa's face as well. And that's where Deonna Purrazzo like, it's not over yet between you and me. This is where then she started spinning around. And then she did this hand movement like to taunt the former AEW Women's Champion. This is where she's like I'm gonna get my third win, and when I do, everybody's gonna forget all about you. And I was like Deonna, like even if you did beat her, I doubt anybody would forget anything about her because she's too damn popular and she's too damn memorable. Like, and she was one of the reasons, next to like a Britt Baker, the reason why this women's division got prestige because of their big match. Like with, I believe Rosa compared herself to like Stone Cold Steve Austin, while Britt Baker's like The Rock in the AEW women's division. And do you agree on that, by the way? Like, and I know this was a comparison that Rosa made a couple of years ago, but I thought I might bring it up here on the SNA podcast. But whatever opinions that you, whether if you agree or not, like let me know either way down in the comments. But this is where we saw Thunder Rosa like, that's very painful. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure to give her a piece of my mind the next time I see her, like on the next AEW show, wherever she's going to be at, whether if it's on tomorrow's Collision or next week's Dynamite or next week's Rampage or even a week from tomorrow's Collision. But let's move on to the next slide. Do you think that, before I get to that, do you think Thunder Rosa's going to get her revenge? Like whether if it's beating her like in a brawl or even in a match, which I think she should win, and I think she needs this win, like even more than Deonna Purrazzo. To remain and maintain her momentum, because I still think that she's still a main eventer, and I still think she got at least one more title run in AEW, like as an in-ring active competitor. But I don't know what will that be. Let's hope it will be more sooner rather than later. But anyways, this is where we got Top Flight coming out next against Team Shane Taylor's promotion. And yeah, let me tell you, this match was a hell of a massive banger. And then this is where we got start off with Darius Martin taking on the Mr. Tiger style, like with him going for a headlocks, then going for pinfall. But this is where Lee Moriarty kick out of it. This is where we got him ducking out of a clothesline. This is where he hit him with an arm drag, followed up with a drop kick. Once they both got back up, this is where Darius Martin's like, yeah, like that they don't call us the highest guys in all of All Elite Wrestling for nothing. This is where we got Lee Moriarty tags in Anthony Ogogo. Same goes to Darius when he tagged in his younger brother Dante. This is where he started doing that little taunting dance like Enzo Amore used to do in his time in WWE. This is where then they start spinning around. This is where we got them grappling until we got Anthony Ogogo pushes him right into the bottom left side, trying to intimidate him. This is where he's like nobody is better than the Ogogo. This is where then we got Dante Martin. We'll see about that. This is where they go for a grappling once again. This is where we got Anthony to put Dante right to the bottom left side. And this is where Dante's like, you think you're gonna underestimate me with all that? Like it was barely just a squeeze and a twist. And then this is where then we got. It is where then he said, "Show me what you really got." Like under those inflatable muscles. This is where Anthony Ogogo say like, "I'll show you I'll show you like inflatable." This is where he's didn't try to flip him right up into a back suplex, but this is where we got Dante Martin flip right out of it. This is where then he goes for what's that? A schoolboy roll up, which is the most devastating move in all professional wrestling. This is where he goes for a round kick, but he gets caught with his leg. This is where he hits him with a what's that? Like a wheelbarrow roll up, but this is where you only got a 2 point. I'll say like a 2.7 count. This is where he gets kicked in the gut by Anthony Ogogo. This is where we try to go for a right hand and the left hand, but he gets knee strike right to the face. This is where we got Dante Martin to go for a wrist lock. This is where then he goes bending. This is where then we got them tagging him Action Andretti. This is where he went right behind Anthony Ogogo, right behind his legs. This is where we got Action Andretti go for Shane Taylor. Gets thrown right to the right side ropes, try to go for a clothesline. Action Andretti ducks out of it. This is where he try to go back to the right side. This is where he ducks, hit the Pele kick right into the head. This is where then got Action Andretti then go to the left side, and then he he flips right up, and this is where he tried to go over Hurricane Rana, but this is where he flipped right over the top rope. Looked like he eliminated him like in some kind of a battle royal match, but really it's a six-man tag match. He just flipped him right on the outside so he can hit him with this very impressive high-flying dive. But this is where he gets stopped by Anthony Ogogo when the referee was distracted with Lee Moriarty. And he's trying to get in the ring so he can help out Anthony Ogogo coming. This is where then he tried to go back in the ring. This is where the referee's like, "What are you doing out here? Like, stay out here." And he's like, "I hope you didn't attack Action." This is where he denied that he attacked. This is where Shane Taylor then brought him in his corner. This is where they started doing like a 2-on-1 unfortunate beatdown onto Dante Martin. This is where then we got Dante Martin that fought back. This is where he kicks what's his name Shane Taylor right into the face. Oh yeah, Dante Martin got tagged in by Action Andretti after taking that huge devastating pouncing shoulder tackle by Anthony Ogogo that caught him off guard when he was trying to dive on to Shane Taylor. But this is where we got Dante Martin to go right up in the middle rope, hit a running bulldog on the Shane. This is where then he try to tag in his older brother Darius Martin. This is where he did his comeback move, and then he ended it with a flatliner when he springboarded right into the right corner side ropes. This is where he tried to go for a cover. That's where he got a one, he got two, but Lee Moriarty kicks out at 2.999. This is where we got Darius Martin like, "Oh, come on, like that should have been it right there." But he was like, "You know what? Like, I'm not gonna argue. Like, I'm just gonna try to do like what everybody else is doing, trying to win this match." This is where we got him trying to go for my finishing maneuver, which I was almost about to be appreciative to the one third of the high flyers. This is where he got elbowed, which I was very disappointed that it did not successfully hit, which is the most dominating move in all of professional wrestling, and that is the Assassin Valley Driver, which most of the wrestlers generically call it the DVD, which stands for the Death Valley Driver, but I like to call it AVD, which I'm not sure like if that's original, if it term for that initial, but the way I see it, it's the Assassin Valley Driver. But anyway, this is where then we got Lee Moriarty did toss Darius Martin over to Action Andretti. He tags him in. This is where we got Lee Moriarty try to go for a clothesline, but he ducks out of the way. He gets caught with a boot by Action Andretti in the upper right side. He hits a middle missile dropkick like Finn Balor, which it helped out. Dante Martin did the German suplex. This is where Darius Martin then followed up with a brain buster. This is where then we got Action Andretti followed that up with a shooting star press. This is where then we go for a cover. This is where he would have probably gotten away with it if it wasn't for that meddling brawler that had to came in the ring at the right place at the right time. But this is where then we got what's his name, Darius Martin, and try to grab onto what's his name to Anthony Ogogo, try to go for a body slam perhaps, but this is where he flipped right out of it. This is where both men kicks him right in the gut. This is where then we got a double, try to go for like a double like I'll say, I don't know, like a double gut buster, but it's where Anthony Ogogo start elbowing both Action and Darius. This is where he picks up Action, put him right on the shoulders. This is where he tried to go for some kind of like an F10 maneuver, or no, I'll say more likely which Tony Schiavone thought he was going to go for my finishing maneuver, but he did not specify as my finishing maneuver. He just generically called it a Death Valley driver, but he flipped him over and hit him with this I'll say this like F10 maneuver, but at the same time it was like I'll say, I don't know, like a waist slam maneuver by spinning him around and hit him back first. This is where then he tried to go for a clothesline, but this is where we got Darius Martin did a double drop kick right onto the right arm. This is where he hits a springboard enziguri kick, but this is where we got what's his name? Shane Taylor then tried to go for a clothesline, but it didn't work the first time. Like when what's his name? Darius Martin ducks out of the way, but he gets clobbered like if it was the 2005 Royal Rumble when Snitsky did that to Paul London. Like he tried to go for a clothesline the first time, but he turned around and closed on and made him do a 360 like 6 feet in the air, like when he landed right onto the outside. Like boom, and he landed right hard right into the concrete floor. That's where it happened right here. And you know the rules, like if it doesn't work the first attempt, guaranteed second time. This is where then we got Adante Martin came in, had a knee strike right to the face. This is where they sent him right to the bottom right corner side. This is where he hit the step up enziguri right into his head. This is where then Dante then hit a knee right to the face onto it was more likely a foot to the face onto Lee Moriarty, went to the left side. Then he tried to go for some running attack maneuver, but he did not know which to choose from. Big mistake because he gets pop-up flapjack by Lee Moriarty. This is where then he try to hit him with a dragon suplex, but that's where he's like, no, I have a better idea. That's where he hits this like a suplex, but he turned into a flatliner like maneuver. This is where then he sent Dante Martin rolling right to the bottom corner ringside. This is where he tried to pick himself up. This is where then we got Shane Taylor trying to get himself up to try to tag him. That's where he's like, all right, tagging me, Lee. This is where then he gets the tag. Darius Martin it was actually Andretti got himself in the ring, but this is where both Shane and Lee did double Irish whip him right to the bottom corner ropes from the top corner. There's where he tried to go for a springboard cutter or double elbow. I'm not sure what exactly the move in particular, but this is where he gets intercepted by both the Shane Taylor promotion guys. This is where they try to go for a back suplex, but this is where Ready foot right out of it. This is where he hits a right hand to the face onto Lee Moriarty. This is where he hits the back elbow on the Lee Moriarty. Right hand to Shane Taylor. Back right hand, right elbow to Lee Moriarty. The Tiger style. This is where he started going punch and chops. Like first it was a punch to Shane Taylor, then a chop right onto Lee Moriarty. This is where he tried to go for a kick right into the midsection onto Lee Moriarty. But this is where he hold on to his leg. He tried to hit an enziguri kick. But this is where we got Moriarty. And then he ended up hitting Shane Taylor. But he still was killing these two one stone. But that's where he gets kick right into the gut. Well, I like a pump kick right into the gut. This is where we got what's his name? That's where we got Anthony Ogogo took care of what's his name? Dante Martin into the upper left corner barricade. This is where we got Lee Moriarty ducking out of a clothesline after he got Irish whipped by Moriarty. This is where he ducks. He goes for a back duck. Suicide dives. Anthony Ogogo went right back through the left ropes like at the same time. He blocks. He does a double axe handle shield block right on the Lee Moriarty on the clothesline. This is where then he goes for a springboard clothesline majig. This is where he knocks him down. He goes for a kip up. This is where then actually Dre's like, yeah, time for back to action. Like you already got the lights and cameras continuing to roll. All I need is to do some more action in this match. This is where he tried to do exactly all that. This is where he tried to go for DVD, which stands for Death Valley Driver. I like calling it AVD, the Assassin Valley Driver. But this is where then we saw him trying to go for the try to go for this maneuver. This is where he gets elbow strike right on Shane Taylor. This is where he picks him up, try to go for like a dominator-like maneuver, but this is where we got action, flip right out of it. Super kick hit him right to the face. This is where we got Action Andretti, picks him up once again, try to get it guaranteed. But this is where we got Shane Taylor flip right out of it. Like, it seemed like that Action Andretti was unfortunately cursed, double cursed to be exact, because he couldn't get the move working. Normally it would be a guaranteed. Maybe Shane Taylor's size got in the way. Well, I'm not trying to make fun of him or make excuses, but I'm just looking at and pointing out the obvious here at the same time. But anyways, this is where we got Shane Taylor then hit him with a big old headbutt right on his bald head. And again, I'm making fun of him again, just saying, because, point out the obvious. But this is where then he did hit him with that spinning Uranagi slam, following it up with rolling him back up, and then the knee strike right to his face. And then that's where then we got that's where then he started calling his boys, Lee Moriarty and Anthony Ogogo, back in the ring. This is where they are getting ready to doing a 3-on-1. This is where he knocked him out with a big right knuckle sandwich right into the left jaw, and he got the 1-2-3, the seal the deal. And the winner of this match is Team Shane Taylor promotion, most specifically with Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, and Anthony Ogogo. And let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on this match. I sure think that they did a much fantastic job into this main event match. But this is where they start advertising the number one contenders match tomorrow night, which will be Roderick Strong against Dalton Castle. Winner gets to face Mark Briscoe, I believe, at Death Before Dishonor for the ROH Championship. This is where then we got a couple other matches like Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy taking on the Undisputed Kingdom's what's his name? Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. And then we also got. And then they also start showing from Little Rock, Arkansas next Wednesday when MJF faced Will Ospreay for the AEW International Championship, while Swerve Strickland take on Okada. It's champion versus champion, but none of the championships are going to be on the line. It's going to be a non-title match between the world champion and the continental championship. And we also got the open challenge this coming Wednesday. The CEO doing an open challenge for her TBS championship. If not both that and the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. But yeah, make sure to check out AEW Collision tomorrow, and also check out my review video tomorrow on that. And then and stay tuned to watch for next week's Dynamite live in Little Rock, Arkansas, because it's going to be their 250th episode, special edition of the show. It's going to be called AEW Dynamite 250. So got so much to be looking for on the upcoming latest. On the latest AEW show, and of all in the last 5 years history of the show by being on for Wednesdays ever since 2019, I believe. But that was the end of AEW Rampage. And then let me know in the comments what your thoughts on it. I say they did a pretty decent job. Giving it about 4 even stars out of 5, and it's just that they just had some pretty good and average matches. It was nothing too special, but nothing horrible. It's just something in the middle in between. Even though some of y'all will be saying Austin, you might as well give it 3 or 3.5 stars then. But I might give it a 4-star, because I see what they're doing here. They're trying to give a variety of good matches, but at the same time, they're still going in the story. And they will have us tune in all week long with wrestling shows, as much as WWE's doing right now. And I was if they just continue to worry about what's going on in their products and doing a little less time taking shots at their rival promotion, they're gonna be doing just fine. That's all I'm gonna say. You shouldn't worry about what the other guys are doing that the other company is doing, unless you're very interested in it and you're hoping for the best for them right there. But that's my best advice I'll give to any promotion that's focusing on what the other show is doing and what's the other company doing on the other channel. if you're concerned about it, like yeah, you might as well just wish them positivity rather than wishing death upon them. Which I don't think that any promotion is wishing death. That's the least thing they're doing. Like, but I mean, like they do take some shots, but only in a fun referral kind of manner. But let's hope it keeps it that way because yeah, it's very unnecessary to do it in a negatively horrible way. But yeah, New Japan, NA, CMLL perhaps, which I never got to watch CMLL. I watched some highlights of New Japan before and AAA, Ring of Honor, and stuff like that before, but and even Major League Wrestling and the National Wrestling Alliance, but I never watched nothing from CMLL, which that's kind of a shocker. Like for me, being a wrestling fanatic kind of guy, I would be interested enough to see what's going on in other wrestling promotions such as like that. Even though it's a bit different than in a traditional American wrestling company. But yeah, that's let me know what your thoughts about this video tonight, and hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please make sure to leave a big thumbs up button, and to subscribe and click the post notification bell so you can be the first one to know when I upload my latest videos. Make sure to check out my wrestling news video where I'll be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories will be that you SNA assassinators need to know, which is going to be on the WrestleZone article, and then I'm going to be talking about what exactly went down on AEW Collision. And I hope you guys will have a fun and safe rest of your Friday night, like before you call it a night. And I will see you guys on the next video with some more SA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Awesome out of here. Y'all take care and have a Super Ninja Awesome day. Bye bye, my assassinators, and good night.